All right, let's run through this. So this is talking about slope-intercept. Our first things that we had done was we had done point slope or standard form. Standard form allowed us to find where it crossed the x or the y-axis. And then we talked about if we were to solve for y, we could find it in slope-intercept. And it doesn't matter if you had an equation that was in standard form and you graphed it, and then you solved it for y and put it in slope-intercept, it's the exact same line. Okay? It's just you're identifying separate types of points. So 5a, first one, they want us to find the slope, so we're using our slope equation, which is always a consistent common thing. So problem number 1, we have the points 2 and 3, 4 and 7. And then problem number 2, we have the points -4, 5, and 2, 1. And problem number 3, we have the points -3, -8. Am I doing the right one?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
2 -8.
Is that right? Did I make it right? So that's problems 1, 2, and 3, correct? And then they want us to tell if it's increasing or decreasing. So let's see what I do. So when I come up here, I'm going to label this x1, y1, x2, y2. And we'll plug into our equation. So I'm going to get 7 minus 3 and 4 minus 2. So what is that? 4 over 2, which reduces just to 2. Okay? Being this is a positive 2, that means it's increasing. Okay? Positive slope increasing. Negative slope decreasing. Yeah.
For this one, I didn't actually solve. I just used a graph paper.
Oh, okay. And then you just said if it's increasing or decreasing. Yeah. Sweet. I like it. That's definitely another way to do it. All right, this one. x1, x2, blah, blah, blah. So m is equal to 1 minus 5, 2 minus 4. 1 minus 5 is -4, and that's over 6. So you could reduce this. 2 over 3, increasing or decreasing? Why? It's a negative slope, so it's decreasing. Good. Negative slope will be this way. Positive slope will be that way. Okay. Let's see. Third problem, x1, y1, x2, y2. And our slope, we have -8 minus -8 over 2 minus -3. So I get -8 minus, so that's plus, that's 0 on top over 5. 0 on top is 0. Yeah, it's not increasing or decreasing, it's 0. So it's a neither. Huh? Yeah, it's not, this is a slope that's a horizontal line like that. So it's not increasing or decreasing. That okay? And then if it was a slope that was undefined, so you had a 0 on bottom, it's always increasing. But we'd probably not worry about that at that point. Okay. How are you, Ashley? You're doing well. All right. Let's see. Problem number 4 and 5, we're on page 77 of our worksheets. It's worksheet 5A. Number 4, we have this as a point, and then we have a slope of this. And then this one, we have a point of, and a slope of this. Did I write those down correctly? And we want to graph these, okay? So the nice thing is, once we establish a point, and if we have the slope, that means we can just count up or down from that in order to get there. So the first thing I'm going to plot is I'm going to plot 0, 1. So 0, 1 is right here. Is that okay? And the slope is rise over run. Rise over run. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go up 2 from here, and then right 3. So I go, from here I go up 2 over 3. Connect the points.
Why can't it be x over y?
Because it's rise over run.
Wait, hold on.
Waiting and holding on.
So you went up to 3.
Uh-huh.
And
So-
over to
So this went from here up 2. And then this went.
over 3. So it'd be 3, 3.
Sure.
God.
Okay. Where?
If I had fancy graph paper, yes.
I think I did it right.
Sweet. Let's see. I'm going to plot this point, -4, 3. Everybody okay with that point? So this is rise over run, but it's a negative rise. So that must mean it does what? Goes down. So I'm going to go down 1, and then I'm going to go to the right 2.
I keep mixing this up. Wait, hold on. Okay.
Waiting and holding on. So again, because this is a negative, I'm going to go down 1. Then, if that's positive, I'm going to go over 2. How you feel? All right, so then 6, 7, and 8 says find the slope of the line through each point. So we're only finding the slope. We're not finding the equation yet. So problem number 6 is this. Problem number 7 is this. And problem number 8 is this. Okay. So we're going to use our slope equation each time. Slope equation is this. So that's our go-to. So on each of these, I'm just going to label x1, y1, x2, y2. And let's plug in what we know. Negative, negative is positive. Agree? That's going to give me 4 over -3. Is it okay to have the negative on the bottom?
Yes.
Yeah. It's accepted in American culture to move it up, but either answer is correct. Yeah.
So even if it's on the bottom, it's still like
Uh-huh.
negative.
So think about this. If it's on the bottom, if I were to graph 4 over -3, I would go up 4 and left 3. Instead, and versus, so this would go, so if I had some point, I don't know, let's say we had some point down here. I could go up 4 and over 3, like that. But this one says go down 4 and to the right 3.
But it's the same slope, right?
It's the exact same thing. So up left, down right gets you the same spot, or same line. Yeah.
On a test, if it's like the double negative things, it'll make you just write,
You want to go skip this step, go to here? Yeah, totally fine. I just try to put every step just so everyone can see if. And there's redundancy in what I do. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. So I got what, 11 minus 9 and 5 minus 5. So 2 over 10 is 5 minus 5, which is 1/5. So that would go up 1, right 5. Or, I don't know if anyone wants to. Yeah.
somehow got -10 over -3 on the first
Okay, well, my work's there. Where'd you make your error?
So the second one would be positive.
Uh-huh. So it's rising.
Slash.
Alright, so negative 9 minus minus 4, or negative 4 minus minus 8. Negative 9 minus minus 4 is this. Negative 4 plus 8. It's obviously a step that could be skipped. So you get negative 5 over 4. There's those slopes.
What if it's a negative over a negative? What if it's a positive?
Positive. Uh-huh.
Oh.
But if it's negative or negative, or if it's positive or positive, that's up and right. Negative over negative is down and left. So it's the same idea. It's still going to get the same. So here's my line. If I go up and right, down and left, it still works. Okay. All right. Uh-oh. We's on the back, aren't we? Okay. So, problem number 9. Let's see. We got 1 and 2. So they gave us this, right? And we're going to use y equals mx plus b. Agree? Okay, so where is my b value? Yeah, plus 1. So this is the point 0, comma 1, and this 1 right here becomes my b value. So now I have y equals mx plus 1. Okay? So I know I have 0, 1, and this is the point 2, comma 0. So I can use any 2 points on a line in order to find the slope. Okay, so x1, y1, x2, y2. Slope is, well, put over here, our slope equation is this. So I'm going to plug in for that. So I'm going to get 0 minus 1, 2 minus 0. So negative 1 over 2 is our slope. So now this is going to go into that. So my equation is y equals negative 1/2 x plus 1. Is that all right? Okay, let's go through the next one. I don't have to put as much information. You can look at your own paper. On the next one, it looks like it crosses the y-axis where?
0, 0.
0, 0. So it crosses at 0, 0. So this is my b value right here. And then I have 0, 0 is one set of points, and then it looks like I have 1, 1 as another point, right? So this is going to give me y is equal to mx plus b, where I plug in b. Agree?
So could you just get rid of the equation?
We could. So just doing it by trying to stay consistent. My slope equation is this. So I'm going to get 1 minus 0, 1 minus 0, which is 1 over 1, which is 1. That's my slope. So that now goes in there. So I'm going to get y equals 1x plus 0, which really comes down to that as an equation. Both answers are correct. You choose which one you want.
Wait, so you cannot have y equals mx plus 0 as the answer?
No,
Why did you get it right?
this or this. They're the same exact thing.
Oh, okay. The one,
Cool.
1 over 1.
Number 11. Number 11. It has a y-intercept of what?
Negative 4.
Number 11 is what?
Negative 2.
So 0, negative 2 is the y-intercept. So that's my b value, correct? that right? So far I get y equals mx plus -2. So that could be y equals mx minus 2. So now we have to find the slope. So we have to figure out a different point that might work. Any
2, 0.
where?
2, 0.
On number
0,
11?
2. Negative 0, negative 2.
I already got 0, -2. Totally works.
Negative 5. Negative 3, 2.
-3. I think it's. Take a look at your sheets. I think this point works. Take a look at it.
No, it's negative 3, 2.
That's what I got. -1 over.
Yeah, negative.
How'd you get negative 1?
I got -1.
Look at your sheet. Find the point -3, 1 on number 11. So go left 3 and down 1.
You mean 1?
That's right.
No, wrong.
Yeah, that looks close enough to work.
Oh.
Go to the left and down 1 from the y or xy axis.
Yeah.
Right? All right, so now let's figure out the slope. So we can label this x1, y1, x2, y2. All right, doing the math, this becomes positive. So -1 plus 2 is 1 over -3. So that's our slope. Of course, I can move the negative top. Okay, this is the more preferred method. They're both correct. So then I can take this and plug it in right here. And here's my answer. Seem okay? Well, I'm going to do them all. Is that okay? That was my plan. All right, number 12. Number 12. It looks like the b value, it crosses that 0, -1. So that's my b value, agree? And
Negative 2, negative 1. Or negative 1, negative
you say what?
2. Negative 1, negative
-1, -2. I'll go with that. So it looks like, I'd say that could be definitely another point. So this right here is y equals mx plus b. So my b value is -1. So now let's figure out the slope. So x1, y1, x2, y2. Slope equation is still this. So I'm going to get -2 minus -1 over -1 minus 0. -2 plus 1 over -1. -1 over -1, which is 1. So my slope's 1. So we'll plug that in right there. So y equals 1x minus 1, or you could write y equals x minus 1. Either answer is fine. You pick. Don't care. No choice. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty. Yeah, you gotta do a better job. I think that there was supposed to be. This was supposed to have a grid, and for some reason it didn't copy. So, and I apologize for that. All right, number 13. The b value looks like it crosses at 0, 3. So that goes there. And then it looks like another point to be on there would be 3, 0.
That's correct.
Cool?
Yep.
So I get y equals mx plus b. My b value goes in. And then let's figure out the slope. So I get x1, y1, x2, y2. So I'm going to get 0 minus 3, 3 minus 0, -3 over 3. -1 is our slope. So let's plug that in there. Which is the same thing as this. Your choice which one you want to have as an answer. Looking at number 14, might have a whole bunch of different answers depending upon which values you plugged in. So where crosses the y-axis is here. So that's my b value. And I think 3, 3 works. Does that make sense if I said that? So I think that's the other point we could use. So finding the slope. You like what?
You want to see?
2 over 3. So I have a slope of 2/3.
I got a slope of 3x.
Uh,
I
I-
got 3x.
depending upon which point you used. And so what happened? These should have the grids, but for some reason the grids didn't graph. So I think everyone might. What point? Second points did
I
you pull?
use the same points, but
No, if you use the same points, your answer's wrong then.
I went up. Oh, I did it in my mind, and I went up 2.
If you use different points, you might have a different answer because you might have said like 2, 3. Because it's kind of hard to detect on that one.
Could you go to 13?
But if it's 0, 1, and negative 1,
Do what?
Could you go over slide 2?
how'd you get negative 3,
How do I?
just wait?
Because I was just looking at the sheet and I was
I got negative 1, 0.
-1. Yeah, it looks like it's still a little bit to the left of -1, but again, because if you did that, you're probably going to get whatever linear answer was right if you did your arithmetic. It might be a little different than mine because you chose a different point. And again, the grids that were supposed to be on top here didn't copy. Gentry, take a walk. Go get a sip of water, do something. Yeah, you might have gotten slightly different just because I chose 3, 3, which it looked like it worked to me, but you chose -1, 0, which worked to you, or -2, 0, which worked to you, or whatever you had chosen. So, all right. So number 15, we have y equals 4x plus 5.
Minus 5.
-5. Thank you. For each linear equation, identify the slope and the y-intercept. If the equation is not in slope-intercept form, change it to that form. So it means get it y equals. Okay? So let's see. Identify the slope. That's my slope. That's my y-intercept. So my slope is equal to 4. And my y-intercept is equal to the point 0, -5. No, I just kind of put it in, 2 different ways to think about it. Number 16, we have y equals 2 over 3 minus x. Is this in slope-intercept form?
Yes. No. Yeah.
It's out of order a little bit. So let's change up the order. Absolutely. You can manipulate it. So notice this was a -x, that's a -x. 2/3 stands alone, so it's got to be positive. That's why it's plus 2x.
Oh, you have to put it like.
Would it be x minus 2x? Or x minus 2/3?
No, look. What is the sign here?
Plus.
So this has to be positive. The sign here has to follow. So our slope is -1, and our y-intercept is 0, 2/3. Well, you could just write 2/3. B equals 2/3 if you wanted to. The reason I like writing this is this identifies a point. Just B equals 2/3. 17. This is in slope-intercept form, so our slope is 5 over 2, and our y-intercept is 0, comma, negative 19 over 8. Done. $18.
Wait, so you can plot negative 19.8?
Yeah, I mean that comes out to negative 2 and 3/8. So, I mean, you could leave it as an improper, no problem. Is this in y equals mx plus b form?
No.
No. Let's rearrange it. So I have positive 2/3 x. What's the 11 going to be?
Plus.
Plus as well. Okay, so my slope on this one is 2/3. My y-intercept is 0, comma 11. Number 19, we have 6 minus 9 over 2x equals y. So I want to put it as y equals mx plus b. So what is my slope on this one?
Negative 9 over 2x.
Negative 9 over 2x. And is it going to be plus 6 or minus 6? Plus 6. So my slope is,
Negative 9 over 2.
don't put the x in it. It's just the fraction in front. It doesn't have the x attached. Okay? And then b is equal to 0, comma 6.
Wait, isn't the top already in y equals mx plus b?
Kind of is, but I was just manipulating it to make sure we had it in the order that we needed. Number 20, x equals 5. Is this a special case? It's a straight line, I get you. Is it horizontal or vertical?
Undefined.
So it's a vertical line. This is a vertical line which has a slope that is undefined. Right?
There's no b.
That's undefined.
Well, you could write that, or you could write the word undefined.
Then can't you still put this in y equals mx
So
plus
then,
b?
It's actually in y equals mx plus b. There's no other way to put this.
I was thinking
So then would you
just
say y
because
has
it's
0
x
equals
five.
negative x.
I was just thinking
wait,
y
wait,
equals
x
m
equals
5
y.
plus b. Because if x equals 5.
Because it's
So x equals 5 is, this is all it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's this line right there. That's in standard form as is. There's no other, or in slope intercept form. That's really the only way you can do it. Okay? 21. Okay? I want to make this look like this. So I'm trying to get y all by itself. Agree?
Yep.
So I think I could do this to both sides. Can I combine 20 and 4x together?
No.
No, they're not like terms. Is 20 positive or negative?
Positive.
Okay? We're almost there. What should I do?
Divide by 5.
Divide everything by 5. So I can divide this by 5, this by 5, and this by 5. Reduce.
Negative 4.
Plus 4. And then my slope. Did it say identify the slope? Yep. Slope is negative 4/5. And the y-intercept is 0, 4. Hey, question though. On this vertical line over here, what was the y-intercept?
The y-axis.
Yeah, it's going parallel to it. It's not going to cross. So, won't have one.
You write no solution.
Does not exist. Won't cross. Not this time.
Nope.
This emoji.
No. Please cross it out.
Just stay there. Stay there. No, come on. I need to see it. Please stop. No.
I'm not just where it's not.
Oh, I see how.
Now it's good.
Okay, 22. Y equals negative 3. Y equals negative 3. Special case.
It's
So a vertical line was x equals.
Horizontal.
This is a horizontal line. So this line is doing this back and forth. So what kind of slope do I have?
0.
0. Where would this cross? Where does B?
Negative
0, negative 3. So the slope is 0, but this will cross the y-axis at negative 3. Okay?
It does.
That's not what we're looking for. B is not the y-axis. Or the x-axis.
At zero slope, it's not going up or down, but it does.
There's
cross
not a
the-
solution. I didn't say there was a solution. I just said that it crosses the y-axis. Okay? Alright, number 23. I want to make this look like this. So I want y by itself. So how am I? Subtract 8x. Can I combine 8x and 6 together? Nope. So those are gone. So I get negative 2y is equal to negative 8x plus 6. Why is it plus 6, not minus 6?
Because 6 is positive.
Positive. All right. How do I get y by itself? What should I do to everything?
Divide by negative 2.
There you go. Thank you. So reduce. Negative over negative is positive. So that's 4x
Plus negative 3.
Minus.
plus negative 3, or just minus 3. Good. And so my slope is going to be 4. And my y-intercept is going to be 0, negative 3. That's it. That's all we got.
Mr. Stroke 2016. That's it.
All right. Go ahead and pass that one forward. Your homework, which I'll give you the opportunity to start, is going to be page 79, page 80. Page 79, 80. So worksheet number 5B, which is page 79 and 80. Okay? Sound good?
I know, it's like everybody just decides to pass on it.